What is going on, Swoopers? Welcome back to another episode of Swoop Luke, episode 237. Let's go over this abysmal Giants game. Just before we do get into it, be sure to follow me on all my social media accounts. They'll be popping up down below. Always on Twitter, Instagram and stuff like that, daily, and providing you the best content. If you are a new Swooper, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. And if you are a returning Swooper, welcome back. Thank you so much for rejoining me. Deep breaths before we get into this review, I reckon. Okay, let's go. So in probably one of the worst performances I've seen in a while, and there has been some absolutely shocking ones, the Pies went down to the Giants in a wet, ugly Saturday night at the MCG. And this game, it will be talked about all week, definitely, not just by Collingwood supporters, by the media, by all the footy shows and stuff like that, on Twitter, on Instagram. You don't want to say we didn't show any heart, but that's kind of what it feels like. And some of the effort we were putting up, this depleted Giants side were running circles around a pretty much full strength Collingwood side. Our only big injuries were Nathan Murphy with a concussion, who doesn't play seniors anyway, Bianco with that knee concern that doesn't play seniors anyway, and obviously Jamie Elliott, who was on fire before that injury the other week. So compared to who the Giants lost, Kilinglio, Davis, De Boer, and then a bunch of other dudes as well, on paper we were beating them by 40, 50 points. But you just kind of have this feeling all through the week, and I said it in my preview as well. It just felt like the 2019 prelim, and they didn't prove us wrong in that sense. It was shocking to say the least. Whatever went wrong, whatever could go wrong, went wrong. And like I said, there was no heart. The Giants just came out, backs against the wall, and absolutely annihilated us. It kind of looked like the Pies just thought they were going to stroll in with an easy W and go 2-2 for the season. But as it stands, we're sitting 1 and 4th. We're 13th on the ladder currently, and it looks like, by the end of the round, we'll probably be 15th or 16th. It's as poor of a start as we had in 2017. But more about the game itself. The Giants started off strong, and then they didn't really look back from there. We were only up by a little bit, I think, in that first quarter, and then after that, it was all the Giants. We got within 10 points in the last quarter, and then a shitty deliberate free kick against Steele Sidebottom goes to them, and they score a goal. Finlayson, who absolutely annihilates us, scored 4 goals. Toby Green scored 5 goals, so that's 9 goals between those two players, and we just didn't have an answer for them. Toby Green, Isaac Quaynor played on him for most of it. He let him kick 5 goals, and that's not a knock on Quaynor. I'll talk about that a little bit later. But the game itself was insane. Like, they brought in Mummy, and he just took Grundy to town. Grundy looked a shadow of himself, and oh god, it was just absolutely shit house to watch. In a game like this, the likes are few and far between, but one thing that I did not even like, one thing I loved, oh my god, was Beau McCreary. How many times have I been talking about this kid, since the start of the season, since probably the preseason as well? We finally put him into the team. Yes, he was in last week, Luke, but he was a sub, so, we finally put him into the team. He gets that debut, kicks a nice goal, but it's not even just that goal, it's 8 tackles, the most of any player, any Collingwood and Giants player on the ground. 7 of them inside our forward 50. An out-and-out attacking an out-and-out defending attacker, not an attacking defender. A defending attacker, which is exactly what we've been calling out for. Sure, we would have liked him to have kicked, 2 or 3 goals, but 1 goal on debut, 8 tackles, 7 of them inside 50 is exactly what he's there for. This is why you play the kids, because they want to play. I'm not saying that no one else wants to play, but they want to prove something. They want to play the next week. And Bo just epitomised what we do have from last year's draft and just how good our kids can be if we give them a shot. He was one of, or probably maybe the only positive light in one of the darkest Collingwood days in recent memory. And no, I am not exaggerating. Okay, maybe I lied. Maybe there was a couple more positives. Will Hoskin-Elliott with 2 goals. You absolutely love to see it. And he did a bit more around the ground as well. You know, those 2 goals were great for his confidence. 14 touches, 85% efficiency, a couple of tackles, couple of inside 50s. He keeps his spot, especially with the injuries that we sustained. But look, I thought he was going to... I had him as kicking 3 goals. 2 goals is a really good return, especially for Will. He needed that for his confidence. Kicked a very nice snap after a mark or whatever it was. And that was really good to see as well. The third positive, my boy, my absolute boy, Jack Madgen. He was playing on the wing. He started on the wing. Look, it's nice that they have the confidence to put him on the wing, you know, and he can run and stuff. He's a bit of a unit. But what does that say about our wingmen? Dacos, you know, Tyler Brown was usually there and he wasn't playing. It's a little bit weird. You look at it and you go, that's cool. Weird. But why? But anyway, that's another question for another day. Madgen kicked an amazing fucking goal, 52 metres out, hard on the boundary, right-footed, and an impossible angle for a right footer, and just slotted it through the middle of the sticks. That goal, I don't give a fuck that it won him the grand final, was better than Dom Sheed's goal. Dom Sheed was a left footer, 35, 40 metres out, on a good angle for a left footer, kicked it. Cool, circumstances, whatever. That Madgen goal was absolutely amazing. Imagine that. Absolutely, he was one of our best, if not our best player on the night. Does that say something about our team? Sure, but credit where credit is due. Absolutely fantastic from Jack Madgen. Dislikes. Where do we start? The Giants absolutely controlled all of the game. More kicks, more handballs, more disposals, more marks around the ground. They just played us like puppets, much like the Bulldogs did in round 1. Another Grundy tapping masterclass. You know, we were plus about 28 in tap outs and we lost clearances. Classic Mumford, that's what happens. I kind of don't even want to talk about the ruck work anymore unless it starts working out, because it's just a moot point at this moment, because it's the same fucking thing. It's absolutely the same thing every single fucking week, and it's getting a little bit ridiculous. The Giants played a lot of young kids. I think they had, was it 10 players under 10 games or something? They had over half a dozen players under 10 games, and they were just running rings around us. Their flair, they were quick, taking the game on through the middle, exciting, you know, and then you got Toby Green kicking 5 goals, something that Jordan De Goey should be doing. It's just, the Giants shouldn't have been able to do what they did yesterday. We just made them do that. We did that. We made them look fucking good. Us. That was on us. That was on us. A Collingwood side that should be vying for a top 4 spot, because we are a fucking good side. We got good personnel. But yeah, look, I've been a Buckley... I was a Buckley hater, and then I got on board, you know, and he took us to the grand final, didn't win it, whatever. But now, there is just something systemically wrong with this club. Buckley's been there for 10 years. He's had his yes men. He's had his henchmen. Look, I'm not calling to sack Bucks. I'm just saying that something needs to change, and something needs to change fucking quickly, because this is 2014 to 2017 bullshit again. This is exactly the same shit that we've already seen. We've already rinsed and repeated. Buckley has to figure out if the club wants him next year. 2, is he going for a top 8 finish, or is he going to rebuild this club for the next coach, or for him to, if he gets a contract extension? We need another review. We need another review of this whole shebang. We need new coaches up with him. Obviously, it's not going to happen in a blink of an eye. Look, we could end after Anzac Day 1-5 maybe. I don't see us beating West Coast. And the Essendon game's going to be hard. But, God, that was a bit of a tangent. More dislikes about this game is just that we made the Giants look like a Rolls fucking Royce and a top 4 team in the wet. And that's another thing. We can't play in the wet. We used to be a great wet weather football team, and now we can't take marks. We're not hitting targets. Our mid to forward connection is absolutely shocking, even on a beautiful day. Give me a fucking break. It's pathetic. It's absolutely pathetic. It's absolutely pathetic. It is. But we go again next week. We have West Coast next week over in Perth. Buckley came out and said that there's going to be, a bunch of changes, whether that's coaching, not personnel, but coaching the way we coach or players and stuff like that. We've been calling for kids for so long, but hear me out. I don't think we play the kids next week against the West Coast Eagles. Look, we're probably going to lose that game anyway. But playing the kids, getting their confidence shot because we go down by 70 points, and then Buckley coming out and saying, well, you want us to play the kids, here's the kids, here's what they can do. I don't think it'll be good for anyone's confidence and for the supporters' mentality and for the Collingwood's culture mentality, So I think we, going forward next week, there's not a lot of changes that happens. Obviously, the injuries, if you have to bring in a kid because someone's injured, especially like Taylor Adams with that knees out to 4 to 8 weeks, bring in a kid, sure. As a midfielder, sure. You have to. But don't give me 4 kids next week. Give me 4 kids against Essendon on Anzac Day. Someone said on Twitter, baby pies versus baby bombers. Just do it, As a club, though, this could be a video on its own, but look, there are there's a lot of negativity around the club at the moment. A lot. Whether it be our off-season, our trading, our recruiting, the do better report, everything. These games, ridiculous. But I've said it before, there always seems to be light at the end of the tunnel, and you can kind of, if you squint and tilt your head like this and kind of do this, you can kind of see that we do have the foundations. It just looks like the boys are shot of either confidence in themselves and their ability or confidence in the game plan that we supposedly do have. Because when you've got a team, if you close your eyes and you've got a team with Howe, Steelside Bottom, Scott Pendlebury, Jordan De Goey, Taylor Adams, fucking, Brody Grundy, Mason Cox, Mychek. That's a good team. On paper, that's a really good team, So obviously something else is going wrong, but that's also a positive because it can change. It's not like we have an absolutely shocking team like, for example, North Melbourne. They're sitting 0-4 at the moment and last on the ladder. We have good players who want to perform. We just need to tweak our game plan a bit or have a game plan in general. But I think there is going to be a change. Classic backs against the wall against Perth. Pretty much against Perth, against West Coast. It's going to be an interesting clash. But look, it's hard to see it. Trust me, it's hard to see it. But there will be positives that we start seeing. Little changes here and there. A debut maybe. We need something to get our morale up because everyone is just shot. Everyone's confidence inside and outside of the club is absolutely shot. And, we're turning on each other. It's just fucking ridiculous. But we're not Carlton, Or we don't fucking turn on each other. We don't turn on our coaches. Yes, Buckley isn't having the best season or the best couple of seasons. Leave him to the end of the year. Just see what fucking happens. See what happens. We don't eat our own, pretty much. Anyway, this is crazy. I just wanted to get my 2 cents, go over the game a little bit, talk about where we went wrong, where we could improve, and just look to the future. So, look, I'd love to know all your thoughts down below. I will read every single one of them. I will reply as much as I can. But in the meantime, like, comment, subscribe, tell your family, tell your friends, tell your pets, and until next time, double shackers. I'll swoop you later.
Ooh la la.